Ann Butler here. Thanks for joining me in my studio. So today we're going to create this cute little pincushion. I'm going to show you how to do this with my stencils from Stencil Girl. This one was done with my Crafter's ink from ClearSnap in Tangelo. And today I'm going to actually use the blueberry ink. So I got that out, and you want to use a dauber. And I am using the, let me bring this out just a little bit for you, the triangles and squares stencil. And to get started, we're just going to start, this is just a piece of muslin that is about 10 inches wide. You only actually, this is not going to be more than 5 inches is what you need, but we're just going to get started. And you can put the stencil down. You want to leave at least a ½ inch or so along the edge for you to have your seam and everything. And you just ink up your dauber with the ink, and you just rub that right over the stencil to transfer this beautiful color onto the fabric. It's quick and easy. The one thing about these inks are they are super juicy, and you do need to heat set them to make them permanent. So I just iron them. Sometimes if I'm using several different colors, I'll iron between colors. You can use a heat gun also. But since I'm using all one color today, I won't worry about that yet. So you just do it until you think you have the whole thing. It's easy to lift up and place right back down in case you miss something. But that's a good impression. So that was one of the half triangles, the 3-inch half triangles. So next I'm going to use one of the 1.5-inch triangles to create kind of a patchwork look here. And to do this, I'm going to do the same pattern I have here. And you're going to take the long edge of the triangle and place on the shorter edge of the triangle you already have down. So there's several ways you can do this. These, once they're all inked up, it might be harder to see through, but you can line this up so that you can see exactly where it goes. Right now, let me see, get that closer for you. You can see I'm overlapping, so there is a nice line here that you can see, so you can line this up pretty easily. But if you're having issues, you can always take some painter's tape and cut it to go exactly on that line, so you know exactly. With that, you'd be able to see exactly where you need to be. So that's an option if you need that. But I just take and kind of line it up and make sure I'm in the right ballpark. And I'm going to, yep, I have plenty of ink here. So you just put your color through here. And when you're doing something precise like this, if you're worried about going too far and going into the next triangles, then I'm going to back this up just a little bit for you. If you're worried about going too far, you can always put painter's tape over your stencil to keep from doing that too. or lots of times I will use freezer paper and put down below. So see here, you're able to get right up to that and make a nice line. And same with this one. This one we are going to create a bigger triangle with these two small ones. So I'm going to take the small edge and put up to the small edge here that's open. And that's going to leave me, sorry, I'm going to do it this way, because that'll make this a square line. And then I'll have this line here to put my next big triangle. So again, you just want to look and line that up, and you can turn it ever so to make sure you're right on there. And then again, just add that color. If you need to, add more ink to the dauber. If you want a darker, richer color, you can do this in more than one color too. I'm just making this one really easy for you. But see there, you get that nice, perfect line. I want to show that too. See, so you're able to make really great patterns and line them up really nice with this stencil because they all go together. It's so much fun to create patterns. So right here I'm going to show you, I have this one almost done. So here's the big triangle, and then there's the small ones. And I would just have that little flower one left to do. After you have that all done, you take your piece up to the sewing machine. I put batting on the back, and I think you'll be able to see the stitching lines. So I stitch all the way around it, and then I just stitch down the middle between these two patterns I stitched. And then I did a cross stitch between these two. Right here, this was the big triangle, but I went ahead and did a stitching line on this one. In my final one, I had not done a stitching line there, but I thought it would just add some more texture. So that's what you do. You just stitch that, and then you're giving it that whole quilted look. And then what you're going to do is you're going to trim the excess away on this piece. And I do have a blog post, I'll put it in the link, with all the details of how to do this also, and with step out pictures. So I'll put the link to the blog post below in the links or in the comments of this video, so that you're able to check out the blog post too if you want, because it does have pictures for you, and it has sizes and dimensions for you. So now you have this piece. You would take another piece of muslin and put on top of that. It only has to be as big as this piece. And then you're going to take and start in the middle of this line. You're going to stitch all the way around. So you have your stitching line here. So you're going to stitch all the way around this square, and you're going to leave about 1.5 inches to 2 inch opening and turn it inside out. And you will fill it with stuffing, and you will sew that little 2 inches that you left open closed. And then I took a button and just sewed it all the way through. And that'll be in the blog post. I'll show you how to do that too. But there you have such a cute and quick and easy little pin cushion that you can create using the stencils. And you have a faux quilted look. How easy is that? I mean, this is easy to line up and create your own quilting patterns or your own fabric. So give it a try and have fun. So until next time, have fun and be creative.